During the property courses, one of the teachers, he would bring in somebody who was teaching trading, right?
Okay.
So there's like a part of your property
Journey.
portfolio journey into, I guess, money management. You should understand trading. So he brought in the traders, and he would, I don't know what he was talking about, but he would put the charts up, and he said, all right, yeah, trading this, and you could potentially, make this amount. And I was like, okay, cool. Then you would say, all right, but you need to come on our training course, and the course is £2,000 for the weekend. Right, just for the weekend, right? So I was like, woo, £2,000 for the weekend. Yeah, okay. And after that, it will be like, this is just the basic. You've got to do the intermediate course, and that will be £5,000, right? To get your level up to a decent standard that you could start making a living. Like, okay. So, and if you want to really master this thing, then you'll have to do a £10,000 course for a year's mentorship, and you'll get to mastery level. So I'm thinking, hold on a minute, 2,000, 5,000, 10,000. Look at the amount of money that you have to spend before you even start anything. So I never got involved at that time. But somewhere around 2016, a friend of mine gave me a call, and he says, I know you were really interested in trading. Have a look at this, because I'm going to be launching this soon. It's just like they're going to be teaching you how to trade, and trading company. So have a look. So I was like, okay, but how much is it going to cost? Of course, because my experience is this thing is going to cost about 20,000. And he said, oh yeah, it's just a monthly subscription of $199 per month. For the first month, $199, and then months after that was $165. It's like, really? I said, okay, sign me up then. Sign me up. So that's how I got involved in the trading side of things. This was 2016 into 17. So it started there probably 7 years ago.
Wow.
And so, started there with the company. And of course, eager to get going. I didn't have much time because I was still doing engineering. So I could only wake in the morning, probably about 7 o'clock, have a look at the lessons, because it was like an online academy of sorts, and have a look at the lessons and you're learning. Then 2 weeks in, I'm ready to go, right? I'm ready to load up my account and trade. Well, that account didn't even last a day.
Lesson learned.
So I was like, all right, maybe I need to go back to the academy and, learn a bit more.
Take every lesson one by one.
Don't skip lessons, right? So I went back to the academy, and so I was ready. The next week, I was ready. I was ready the next week. Loaded up that account. That account lasted about 3 days. So it's like, wow, I'm absolutely getting destroyed here. That was improvement, right? So this was a December. So the market usually gets quiet December and then opens back up January. So when it opened back up in January, loaded up another account. Well, that one probably lasted a week. And I was like, wow, I'm getting really destroyed here. And I need some help. So I looked at my local area, and I started searching for trading professionals or people who teach trading or whatever. And this guy, he used to live in London. He used to work professionally as a trader. I saw his website, and he said he teaches retail traders, which is like you and I, people at home, how to trade like the banks. I was like, all right. So I sent him a WhatsApp message. His mobile number was on the website, and he says, well, it's like strange that you messaged me like this, but you say that you want to learn. I was like, all right, let's go. So he had a sort of a payment method. You pay him, I think it was 1,000, 1,500 or so, for 10 one-on-one sessions with him.
Okay.
So I paid him, and we had, I think it was Zoom calls. At the time, he had just Zoom calls, and he would show me certain things. So then I showed him some of the stuff that I was learning from this other company, and I showed him some of the tools and all that. And he says,
Oof.
"What is this?"
Oh, wow.
That was his question. He said, like, "What is this?" I was like, "This is a tool. This is like the big tool that they say that the big banks use for trading." And he's like, "Dude, if you believe that, I am worried for you."
Oh.
So I was like, "Oh, okay."
Oh.
So it's like, but these people saying that they're making so much money off of this
Saying.
thing. Yeah, of course. So there's a lot of saying, but in my account wasn't saying that at all. My account was absolutely being destroyed. But I am trading it, so I'm thinking, well, it's probably me. It's probably me. And so he says, don't do that. Just follow what I showed you. Just keep it nice and simple. But of course, there's a lot of noise, and your friends are in there, and they're like, yeah, this one is doing this one is doing that. I was like, all right, well, I've learned this from this guy. But the method he showed me is like a lot of patience, and it probably takes a lot of capital as well. I was starting off with a small amount of money, and these guys are saying, well, at least the friends that got me into this thing saying, hey, there's thousands of pounds being made here. It's like, all right, well, I'll stick with it. I'm here already. It's only $165 per month anyways, so I'll stick with it. But of course, I kept the method that this guy taught me at the back of my head. And I stuck on, and plodding away a year in and still not really seeing that much progress.
Not breaking even.
Not even breaking even, 2 years in, still not even breaking even. And probably about the third year, you're now starting to see some progress, because it's a journey of yourself as well. You're understanding yourself.
Emotions.
Yeah, that's right. The emotions, all of that. And I came up with a method of how to approach the market, and did a little video of it and shared it within the community. And one of the programmers in the community saw it, and they liked it, and they messaged me and said, hey, we really like that method that you've got there. How about coming and teaching it for us officially. Okay. So the company that I was with them for about 2.5 years or so by then, and they were like, all right, well, we'll take you on as one of the educators of the company. This online company, and you will teach the trading. So I was like, okay, cool. Well, teach your method. Put it that way. Teach your method. So started doing that, and a lot of students were having a lot of success. But of course, at the back of my mind, I'm thinking of the guy that I did the one-on-one sessions with him, and I'm thinking, well, he's saying that these guys ain't teaching anybody the real thing, and he showed me what to a certain extent what the real thing was. I think he sort of dampened it down a little bit, because he probably didn't think I was necessarily ready for all the information and all the truth behind trading. However, I still kept searching and having other private tutors. So probably about 3-4 years in, I met one guy, a guy from the US. And he was teaching quite a lot of really advanced stuff. So I stuck with him for over a year. I was going to classes 3 hours in the morning, 3 hours in the afternoon.
Wow.
And I did that for about 6 months. I was just learning this advanced method. And then I started to incorporate that into my teaching that I was teaching for the online company. But I realized that they didn't necessarily like me doing that. Right? They didn't want me to, show too much, if you know what I'm saying.
Okay.
So eventually they started coming out with contracts. They wanted me to sign a contract saying anything that I came up with, it was theirs and all that. So I was like, well, no way. Right? So I left them, I left them about 2 years ago. So I was with them I was teaching with them for 4 years, and I left them 2 years ago, and I just set up my own thing. So this is where we come to the side hustle, right? So that was the whole story to lead up to that, right? So
long journey.
Yeah,
so
of course.
It's not that easy.
Oh no, it wasn't overnight at all. It was a long journey.
You was right. I mean, I did try a few times, but I did not have the resilience to try it again, and probably I just stuck with my second side hustle, like that.
Yeah.
But you're right. There's so much noise out there.
Lots of noise.
And I think if you don't have the patient resilience and the focus to stay and learn and actually judge what's correct, what's not correct. But you're right. There's so much noise out there. This is the tool. Will make the money on auto. Yeah. I mean, YouTube is crazy for it. And people who go onto YouTube to try to learn trading, well, that's a minefield. It's a minefield. And then, I saw a friend of mine recently posted a video learning to I think it was tango or something, or one of those dances on YouTube. I said, I'm learning on my own. She posted a video. Funny story with my wife. So one afternoon, she just had she craved for homemade bread.
Right, okay.
But just literally bad. I mean, she's like, I just want to. We knew the recipe, but it will take about 2 hours and a half.
Yes, yeah.
And she came up across this recipe on YouTube, how to make the sour bread or something like that in like literally 25 minutes. And believe me, we follow absolutely everything
to the T.
But it did not work. So there you go, YouTube. Be careful.
So the moral of the story is that we actually need mentorship. Mentorship is the shortcut to success. Yeah. A wise man learns from his own mistakes, but the wiser man learns from the mistakes of others.
Yeah.
So this is where mentorship comes in. For anything that we're doing in life, right? So I needed mentorship for the property investment. You needed proper mentorship for the trading side of things as well. So it's through those mentorships I was able to get the confidence to be able to break away from what that company was teaching and started my own stuff. So what I've got now is an academy. You come in and you learn the right way of approaching things, having the right mindset, and also some people don't want to learn, right? Some people literally just want to come in and make money, right? Which is kind of all well and good, but we still need to have their minds focused in the right way. But what they do is they take trade ideas from myself, or I've got some coaches now. So these coaches were students of mine, really, who knew nothing, was absolutely getting destroyed, like I was when I started off. But then they started doing really well. One of my coaches made over 100,000 US last year, right? Wow. So from trading. So he came on board, and another one came on board. But they're from all over the world. And they teach sessions online, and they guide people, but they also send their ideas out. So whatever ideas that they send out, people are now able to come in and take those ideas. We teach them how to manage the risks properly, and once they stick to those rules, they're doing well. So people are now coming in and doing really well from what we're doing.
Oh, so but by the look of it, it comes a lot to the mindset, discipline.
Yes, correct. Yeah, you've got to have a system.
Know the risk, manage the risk.
Correct.
It seems like you did not know that at the beginning.
Well, the reality is that the information that I had with what trading was totally false, right? I was on the wrong foot from day one, right? If you think that trading was something that you just get into to make money very, very quickly without that much capital or anything, it just doesn't work like that. It's a business. You need capital to start off, and of course you need to manage your risks appropriately. And plus, not every day is a trading day. Like you don't want to be in the market every day. You need to wait for the market to tell you when to engage, right? But that wasn't being taught. Sure.
So obviously, if you take it as a way of getting rich quick, then you will chase this, and your emotion will ruin down your account.
You will be destroyed. Yeah,
Right.
for sure. For sure.
Are you finding any similarities between the two jobs you have, the way how you approach them?
Well, the one thing that I would say is not very much similarities between engineering and trading, except for it takes time to master.
Yeah.
Both engineering and trading. It does take a little bit of time. So you need to put the time in. And then, from the sort of the compound interest formula, if you put it that way, there is T in there, which is time, right?
Yeah.
If you don't have that T in there, you don't get a compounding effect.
Yeah.
You can't get a compounding effect. So the only way to get a compounding effect is with that time. Yeah. And the more time you're compounding over time, the more it rolls over. And well, you understand, you actually make more money from compounding at the far end of the spectrum rather than at the beginning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
it looks like we live in a time now where probably the young generation, they are pushed towards this get rich quick.
Yeah,
it's just like, it's shocking to see. Obviously, them. I'm not saying necessarily all of them, but vast majority of them, they are scams.
Yep.
People
Unfortunately,
dropping, and even to extent of property courses.
Yeah,
there are a lot out there which I'm not necessarily saying they are bad, but probably they are sold to be easy. Yeah. You don't need knowledge. But in the end, what we know both, what's his name, Dave Ramsey, is all the time saying on the money management that actually just 20% had knowledge, the 80% is the behavior.
Yes.
So people,
correct.
If you don't get to the right mindset for whatever career you pursue, then obviously you'll just believe that things are easy.
Correct.
But you don't have the right mindset, and you just said it that you did not have the correct mindset on the trading, and obviously that